States broke down. Nixon took Maine. He was expected to. He also took New Hampshire. However, Kennedy was ahead earlier in the evening, but Nixon overtook him, and he took the state as expected. Also in Vermont, with 3 electoral votes, Nixon took that state. That was no surprise.
In Alabama, and a CBS News estimate in Vermont. CBS News figures show that when all of the count has been made, Nixon will win in Vermont by 57% of the vote, Humphrey 40%, and Wallace 3%. Nixon thus adds Vermont's 3 electoral votes to his total to bring his total to 59. Wallace has a total of 22 now, and Humphrey, with his wins in Connecticut and West Virginia, as we at CBS News see it, has 50. Let's take a look at our eastern states now with Mike Wallace. Mike?
The president has carried Vermont, which is no surprise, with 3 electoral votes. Let's take a look at the boards and see that 4% of the precincts are reporting in Vermont, with Mr. Nixon running about 2-1 ahead of Senator McGovern. But when you take a look at vote profiles analysis, CBS News estimate, we do not have any figures on the CBS News estimate for Vermont, but we do know that the president will carry Vermont with its 3 electoral votes. What we're looking for in the East, of course, is what Mr. Nixon will do in the way of a landslide here as well as in the Republican heartland. Back in 1960, he took just 11 electoral votes in all of the eastern states. In 1968, he took 27 electoral votes. There are 144 of them here, and he is hoping tonight to take at least 127 of the electoral votes in the eastern.
New Hampshire is really neither space nor people when it comes in there. Alaska, lots of space. Nevada.
Before Carter, the next president of the United States, Ronald Reagan, apparently was winning 3 more states, according to our CBS News estimate. He is taking Delaware, Vermont, and Wyoming. So the electoral count now looks like 35 for Carter and some 238 for Ronald Reagan. As you can see, Ronald Reagan very close to the 270 he needs. We'll have more CBS News election night coverage in a moment.
Be with you.
Sir, the Kentucky Senate race we called a few minutes ago, and if you happen not to be with us, it was more than a surprise. It was astonishing. The incumbent Democrat, D. Huddleston, by our projection, has been defeated by Mitch McConnell, the Republican. That's a clear gain of 1 seat in the Senate for the Republicans.
Mitch McConnell, by the way, is 42 years old, David. He's a county judge. He's considered to be one of the most prominent Republicans in the state, and Bert Lance, one of many people, yourself included, who's been...
Let's note that Vermont is a state where the polls have closed, but our map, while showing a lot of red for George Bush, no blue yet for Michael Dukakis, does show Vermont still white, which means that while the polls have closed in Vermont, we're not yet certain what the outcome is going to be there. Keep in mind that Vermont is one of the states in Dukakis' 18-state strategy of ceding the South and the Rocky Mountain West to Bush, but beating him with Vermont and some of the big industrial states in the upper Midwest and Washington, Oregon, and California, some of that combination. So while we're watching Vermont to see how it goes, we're also getting ready to keep a close eye on Ohio, where the polls will be closing in about 15 minutes in Ohio. So that's the storyline and part of the drama building.
Has gone for Governor Bill Clinton. In Vermont, we also predict that the winner is going to be Bill Clinton. And since 1860, Vermont has voted Republican in every election but one. And
Bill Clinton, and he pretty much knew he would win this one.
Looking at Vermont, a declared winner for those 3 electoral votes, Bill Clinton.
Vermont hadn't voted Democratic since 1964 until 92. It went for Clinton then. It's going for Clinton now. It's a Republican state, but
it's 8 electoral votes. In Vermont, we project that in the presidential race, the winner is Mr. Gore. Bill Clinton won the state in the last 2 elections by a big percent. Mr. Gore, we project, is the winner tonight. Here's what the electoral vote total as of now looks. 28 for Mr. Bush and 3 for...
electoral votes. We can project that John Kerry will carry the New England state of Vermont and its 3 electoral votes. So far, we do not have enough information yet to be able to project a winner in either Virginia or South Carolina. But Jeff Greenfield, the race for the White House is moving forward right now at this extremely early moment in this night. Bush already, according to our projection, has 34 electoral votes. Kerry has 3. The blue state, Vermont, is for Kerry. The red states.
John McCain out of Kentucky, Republican stronghold.
No surprise on those 8 electoral votes. No on these 3 from Vermont. NBC News projecting at this hour that Senator Barack Obama will win in Vermont. The polls suggested all that all the way along there.
And we looked at the electoral map here. 270 needed to win. It is McCain with an early lead of
right now. And CNN projects President Obama will carry Vermont and its 3 electoral votes. The President of the United States carries that New England state. CNN projects Mitt Romney will carry Kentucky and its 8 electoral votes. Neither one of these 2 states a big surprise. This is fully expected. We are not able to make projections at this point in these states. Georgia, Indiana, South Carolina, and the battleground state of Virginia. Even though all polls in all 4 of those states have closed, we are not yet.
Goes for Mitt Romney. In Vermont, NBC News can project that the winner is President Obama. Bernie Sanders there is also in a Senate race in Vermont. We'll be checking in on